Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BARCastTV. It's April 16th, 2023, and this is another episode of BARCast Daily. Welcome back. We have two great players here playing on Comet Catcher, and let's get into the game. We have a new player to the channel, so I'll go ahead and introduce him. Spawning on the right side of the map. Playing as a Blue Armada commander, it's Malady. And his opponent, spawning on the left side of the map. Playing as the Red Armada commander, it's Raghna. So no stranger to the channel and to the bar community. And this is Comet Catcher, so we have another game. Great 4v4 map, and really been enjoying games on this map, and seems to be pretty popular right now. So we'll be casting these as long as our high-level players are playing matches on them. So remember not to do naked start versus Malady. Okay. So Raghna reminding himself not to, I suppose, do a little naked walk here, capping these two mexes and adding on an LOT. I'm sure he knows something we don't about Malady's playstyle. Maybe he's pretty aggressive with his ticks, early ticks. Perhaps that's why he's playing Armada, but we can see his reputation's got him a little advantage. Malady's able to cap these two mexes here, do a little walk to a third mex, and go ahead and start his bot lab. So nice little mind game there, forcing his opponent to make an LOT. And that allows you to roll the dice. What is this open here? Raghna's opening up two LLTs before and doing a second walk before adding on a factory here. So he's going to be going up to 5 mexes before adding on a factory. And I want to say he actually used this same open against me in the most recent episode of Roast My Replays. So pretty cool to see him actually using this in another game versus another opponent who happens to be much better than myself. Malady's sitting here in about 41 true skill. So really high up on the leaderboards here, and definitely worth the cast. So take a look at these. While these two players get underway with these opening build orders, if y'all like these BARCast dailies, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Really helps the channel grow. And just want to say thanks to all the people who are leaving me comments and suggestions. Always helps the channel improve, and that's what I'm here for y'all for, so thank you for that. And it looks like Raghna is going up with this vehicle plant here after 5 mexes. This is a crazy open. 3 LLTs already, so I mean, we're 2 minutes into the game and he has yet to finish his factory, so pretty interesting open. And yeah, it's gonna work, I guess. So it looks like Malady is just patrolling as a main base with these 2 initial ticks. He's got 2 heading across the board right now and is working on his 3rd construction bot, so he's going to be walking to these 2 mexes here and capping them with his commander. So he's relatively passive start here from both players. Take a look at the statistics here. Let's see how, yeah, Raghna's up on metal produced already 3 minutes in the game. So he has a little bit of an advantage here and is working on his first construction vehicle. So pretty interesting open. He's just adding on additional power with his commander, and these ticks aren't going to get any damage done. There's 2 LLTs already in position, so take a look at the player view here. Player camera, Malady just scouting around. Try to get these ticks in a decent position where he can actually do damage, and looks like he takes a shot from that LLT to try and get in and doesn't quite make it. That was a great move to at least try and get some early damage with those initial ticks though, so kudos for trying. Take a look at Raghna's first-person view. You can see he already has these 3 construction bots out assisting his factory, and I bet you he's going to be walking out with his commander really shortly. That's what he's going to do. So already stepping forward, capping mexes, adding on radars and LLTs, moving towards the center of the board. Really seems to be his play style on this map, just getting some early build power at the main base, kind of foregoing those expanding construction bots, or engineers rather, and just moving towards the center of the map with his commander relatively quickly. So pretty cool play style. What that allows him to do is get into the center of the board, start putting LLTs. I'm sure he'll be making some kind of forward bot lab here, and that's going to allow him to make Centurions and Res bots right on the front line. So pretty cool to see. And meanwhile, Malady has a big group of ticks here moving onto Raghna's side of the map. 13 ticks. Let's see how they fare against this LLT, but Raghna's already moving blitzes into position. I'm not sure if he was just setting up a run by here, but he's going to be in position to stop these ticks, and they take out 2 mexes. Not sure if they're going to be able to get this solar collector before this LLT. It's 12 kill LLT here, 1 veterancy. So definitely paying for itself, but it ends up taking out the 2 mexes. So he's going to force Raghna to move one of these construction vehicles rather, away from his main base and recap those 2 mexes. So he's already on top of that. Looks like Raghna has a group of blitzes moving onto the top side of the map. He has another group of 4 moving into this middle side. He's looking for these expanding engineers, and he might end up catching them. I don't see any defenses around this construction bot, but he sees the move out with the tick here, so that's going to trigger him to move some units into position. But he only has 1 pawn on the board ready to contest these blitzes, so unless he's able to field a larger army more quickly, he's definitely going to be under some pressure here relatively shortly. You can see these blitzes moving on both sides of the map. And I think Malady was able to actually see those, so we'll take a look at his player view. He's got 1 radar up here at the front, and another radar shortly behind it. Does he have one in the main base? No, but he sees both of these run-bys, so trying to get units into position to counteract this. Take a look at Raghna's point of view. Searching for those construction bots, looking for the mexes. He doesn't see any quite yet. But he believes most of his enemy's units are here in the middle of the map. And lays eyes on this forward radar, so that's going to give him some inclination about his opponent's position on the board. So he has these 2 construction bots trying to get to the middle of the board and really just completely ignoring these north and south expansions. You can see Raghna's moving into the main base of Malady. He's going to force these solar collectors to stop producing energy for a moment, but he has 9 blitzes in his main base here. He splits off all of his pawns to take out the ones on the south, and that's going to let these northern ones to take out a construction turret. Take out a construction bot. Second construction turret goes down, so great damage here so far. Nice little raid. Still has these 3 blitzes here. They could be moving through here, taking out some of these metal extractors here, but we have a big group of scouts moving in against these 2 LLTs, so that's going to be shoot away. Still have these 3 blitzes in the back of the main base of Malady. Have yet to be cleaned up. Sure, he was just trying to respond to this and added scout pressure here, and finally these blitzes are going to go down, not before taking out a couple of construction turrets, 1 construction bot, 2 solar collectors. So definitely got some damage done, and these scouts are going to take out 1 mex before getting targeted by this commander. Looks like they finally take that mex out. I think they got a little radar here, or an LLT, I'm not sure what that was. And it seems like the game's slowing down a little bit here. We see more blitzes are moving towards the center of the map, just coming out of this factory of Raghna. It's got a lot of build power at the main base. 5 construction turrets, adding on solar collectors, so really trying to expand that economy. Raghna has 2 construction bots here, or construction vehicles on the north middle side of the map, adding on mexes and LLTs, so really trying to lock down this board. Already has 5 LLTs, 6 LLTs in the middle of the board. He has this radar here. So he's going to see this position of Malady moving onto his side of the board, and still is getting damage done with these scouts. So Malady needs to clean this up. He's got 2 blitzes, right? I think he was able to move into his vehicle plant. Oh, sorry, those are res. So he had a construction bot working on resing these vehicles. That's how he got those blitzes. And see those scouts still getting damage done. Looks like they're going to catch this construction bot on the south side of the map. So it's another great catch. He's going to get a couple more mexes, and not before getting taken out by these blitzes. Is going to react in time, so 1 goes down and the second one goes down. So those scouts are going to get cleaned up. Meanwhile, Malady has a group of 12 grunts moving onto the bottom left side of the board. He's looking for some kind of expansion here, and he's not going to find any, but Raghna has a big group of blitzes moving directly to the center of the board. 2 LLTs, 4 LLTs is not enough to stop this, so he's going to quickly take 1 out, lose 1 blitz. Takes out another turret. He could have controlled D that and taken out all these blitzes if he wanted to. There's definitely a missed opportunity there. So takes out all the LLTs, continuing to move through to the main base of Malady. So looking to get a repeat of that last scenario where we had blitzes in the main base. Let's see if he's able to get the same amount of damage done here. Moving his own blitzes, he's resurrected blitzes into position, and Raghna's just gonna try and run by, try and get this 1 construction bot, but nice repair. He's able to save that construction bot, so great job. Leaves good amount of corpses, good amount of reclaim for this group of res bots here. So definitely don't want to be donating mass to your opponent for him to be able to, res it or just, include it into his economy. And we have a run by here from Malady. He's going to run into the triple LLTs, 4 LLTs of the main base of Raghna, but he's going to take out a lot of solar collectors here, so great damage done despite the amount of LLTs in the main base. Got about 4 or 5 solar collectors there. Meanwhile, we have another run by here. Finally have some brutes onto the map, or stouts, medium tanks. Looks like Malady was able to put up a land factory here, vehicle plant, just next to his opponent's expansion. So like we said, Raghna making this bot lab here in the middle of the map. He's going for the maces though, not the Centurions, and I'm sure he'll make a couple Lazarus res bots out of that shortly enough. So looks like we got a little run by here in the middle part of the map. These resurrected blitzes and pawns trying to take out this construction vehicle. Not sure if he realizes, Malady realizes he didn't quite take that unit out and has more units reinforcing to the middle side of the map. So these are all these resurrected units. Still has these res bots out. We'll take a look at how effective these are. They can res these LLTs, res that construction bot he lost. So really great value coming out of that unit. Both players, statistic-wise, Malady's up by about 1k metal produced, so not too much of a difference here 11 minutes into the game. We have a big run by here forming on the south side of the board, and some of these maces putting pressure on these LLTs, but Malady's going to move his medium tanks into position. He's going to force Raghna back, and huge run by here. He's going to take out 1 LLT. He's trying to get on top of this power production of Raghna. Let's see how much damage he's able to do. Meanwhile, we have this engagement here in the middle of the board. Raghna putting pressure on Malady's commander's position. And are we going to get a surround here? We have units on both sides of this position here, so Raghna might want to be careful here. Have these units taking out power, but the real engagement here is in the center of the map. You have so many tanks, so many pawns going up against this LLT wall and the maces. I'm not sure if this is going to work out too well. That's a lot of firepower, a lot of LLTs. Meanwhile, in the main base, so many LLTs taking out units. I don't think you can really fight here. You're just donating mass to your opponent. So, I mean, he takes out a couple solar collectors, but really he left all that mass for his opponent. Let's take a look at the total income. We see Malady sitting in about 40 mass per tick. Raghna sitting about 24. And we have 1 Janus out, so these do so much splash damage. Takes out two maces there in 1 shot. Not before dying to that mace, incoming mace fire. So we see this run by here on the back side of the base, taking out mexes, clearing out expansions. More units rotating around to the back of Raghna's base, but Raghna's pushing to the center of the board versus Malady's commander. And I don't think there's enough LLTs. The only LLT goes down. We just have three medium tanks. Enough to position. D-gun goes off, takes out that land factory, so Raghna thinks he's got an advantage here. He has a slight HP bonus on his versus the enemy commander, and we can see another D-gun goes off, takes out 2 more tanks. And if Raghna gives chase, I think he can win this game. It's really close. Both commanders solo. Wow, that was on a nice edge. So, great game. Really close. I want to say if that had gone on a few more minutes, Malady might have ended up winning that game. He's up by about nearly 2k metal produced here. Took out a lot of these expansions. I mean, there's so much reclaim on Raghna's side of the board, but really, what does it matter if you've got half of your board already finished? So, great game sense there by Raghna, forcing engagement, taking out that enemy commander. So, great game. And thanks for watching another episode of BARCast Daily. Stay tuned for future episodes. Thank you.